On September 7, 2019, Achieving Together partners and the University of Texas at Austin Health Innovation and Evaluation Team shared Achieving Together at the United States Conference on AIDS in Washington, D.C. In preparation for the interactive workshop, presenters met to talk about highlights of the Achieving Together development process that they wanted to share with the audience.
I'm Durham, and I'm the Executive Director of Beat AIDS, Black Effort Against the Threat of AIDS in San Antonio, Texas. My word is privileged. I feel very privileged to be part of such an important movement.
My name is Helen E. Turner, and I am a community advocate. So I work in various functions with the Ryan White Planning Council, the Dallas HIV Task Force, and Achieving Together, a community plan to end HIV as an epidemic in Texas. And my word is faith.
Hi, my name is Carmarian D. Anderson. My role as the founder and former executive director of Black Trans Women Inc. headquarters in Dallas. My role for this particular plan was just to be the inclusive eye for marginalized communities, as people of color, our trans population, as well as looking at the gender variants that we needed to build this program inclusively.
One word I would say to describe this process is I'm grateful to work with a bunch of talented, passionate people.
My word is honored to be able to work with this community and develop this movement.
My one word would be awakening. It was a wonderful process, and we're all woken now, and that's why we're able to share this information today with you.
All right, I like that.
My word is listening.
The workshop invited the audience on a journey to explore the Achieving Together development process, starting with a participatory activity about what ending the HIV epidemic means. Achieving Together partners highlighted that everyone brought a unique perspective to the conversation and the importance of hearing all points of view.
Even by the end of the process, we still had that safe space, though it's not a comfortable space, but it's still a safe space to speak out about what was not included, what were we still missing towards this process. And being able to acknowledge that fully too. What I love about not just Marion, but I remember Shatera in our very first meeting in October, when we had Charles down there giving us that talk. She had stepped out of the room, and he had mentioned something about how their New York man didn't really have too much to do with the Hmong community, how they didn't get them involved. She wasn't in the room at that time. So I remember I stood up, or someone else stood up and said, just ask that question, well, how did you handle the rural communities? Because Texas is a bunch of rural and some big metropolitan areas. And then she came in as his answer. So even when we notice that through all of our intentionality about being inclusive, we see people who aren't there, that we recognize for ourselves and we bring it up.
And make an invite. We're giving you an example. So again, you're right. Making it an invite. One of the things that with the Texas Syndicate and our partners is that the invitation went out for them to come to the table for it. So not only did we create a safe place for their voices to be heard, but we learned from those voices, and they became courageous enough for us to have the dialogue, to have a finished product that we feel that is effective. That's why we wanted to share it with you, so that, you will also have the tools, because we can't get to zero if we don't get the community voices as well.
And what I like most about this is that it is community, and that consumers, people living with HIV, their input is equally as important. Because if it's about us, we have to be involved, and our voices are important as well.
I was just going to say, I think it's important to highlight, because I remember coming into this, I couldn't see how it was going to be a plan for the Valley, for, DFW, for the rural communities, and I was really done a good job of making it a thing that works collectively for
And everyone defines themselves.
sure.
And it's a fluid plan.
Absolutely.
It's not written in blood, such that it doesn't change. It can grow. It's a fluid plan.
The workshop ended with a moment of connection, inviting the audience to join the movement, acknowledging the power that each of us holds, and expressing ways we can wield our power in efforts to end HIV as an epidemic.
Hope gathers steam through teamwork, cooperation, collaboration. The impact of listening is connection. The success of inclusion is equity. Finally, the synergy of diversity and unity. The accomplishment lies not in the innovation, but in the connection and progression of a community pressing forward in allegiance to progress, a timely, hopeful change.
All right, all right.